Religion easily has the greatest bullshit story ever told. Think about it. Religion has actually convinced people that there's an invisible man living in the sky who watches everything you do every minute of every day. And the invisible man has a special list of 10 things he does not want you to do. And if you do any of these 10 things, he has a special place full of fire and smoke and burning and torture and anguish, where he will send you to live and suffer and burn and choke and scream and cry forever and ever till the end of time. But he loves you.
We all crawled out of our mother's wombs, and you see a newborn child how he's looking. He's asking, who, what the hell is all this? So much creation. Do you see question marks in his eyes? What? So much. Who did all this? Obviously, first he looks at his mother. Well, the mother delivered you, but she can't deliver the planet. Then you look at your father. Well, obviously he can't do all this. Then you looked at every other adult around you. Nobody seems to be capable of doing all this. Then, being human beings, we say, there is a big human being sitting up there. He does all this. I'm sorry, ladies, he's a man. See, you know the planet is round? You know this? Okay. The planet is round and you're not sitting on top of the North Pole, you're sitting in Chennai, here in the tropical climate, and the damn planet is spinning. So if you look up, you're always looking up in the wrong direction. Isn't it so? So in this cosmic space, is there somebody who knows which is up and which is down? Does somebody know? Huh? Is there somewhere, is it marked this side up? Nobody knows which is up, which is down, it's just an assumption, isn't it? Do you know really which is north, which is south? In the real sense, do you know what is north and south? It is just for our convenience, we just fixed it, isn't it? So you do not even know which side is up, but you know who is up. This is a serious problem. No, it's not a laughing matter because it's taking lives. It's taking lives does not mean people are being killed, that's also is happening, that's a different matter. But it's taking lives because instead of creating your life, you're looking up and walking.
I want you to know something, this is sincere. I want you to know, when it comes to believing in God, I really tried. I really tried. I tried to believe that there is a God who created each of us in His own image and likeness, loves us very much, and keeps a close eye on things. I really tried to believe that, but I gotta tell you, the longer you live, the more you look around, the more you realize something is fucked up. Something is wrong here. War, disease, death, destruction, hunger, filth, poverty, torture, crime, corruption, and the ice-capades. Something is definitely wrong. This is not good work. If this is the best God can do, I am not impressed. Results like these do not belong on the resume of a supreme being. This is the kind of shit you'd expect from an office temp with a bad attitude. And just between you and me, in any decently run universe, this guy would have been out on his all-powerful ass a long time ago. And by the way, I say this guy because I firmly believe, looking at these results, that if there is a God, it has to be a man. No woman could or would ever fuck things up like this. So…
This is a godless culture, you must understand this. There has never been an idea of God in this country. It's an imported value, let me put this into perspective. Generally, if you look back, the language that was used for all the deities that you have is, you're a Devi, is a yantra, always a yantra. The word yantra literally means a machine or a device or a tool. When I refer to our own yogic temples as tools, people get offended. Sadhguru, don't say that, it means more than our life. I said, if you are offended by this, you come to the ashram. I'm going to give you a plumbing job to do in the ashram. without tools. You must use your nails and your teeth and do plumbing in the ashram for 3 days. After 3 days, I'll give you a chain winch or a spanner. Will you worship or no? Will you worship the tool or no after having lost all your teeth? So the power of the tool is something that we always understood. We as human beings, we are who we are on this planet only because of the tools that we have created. If we did not have any tools, a dog would dominate us, isn't it? Yes or no? Yes. It's only because of the tools human beings have become who they are. So a screwdriver is a tool too, but there are subtler tools, energy tools, subjective tools, which can open up different dimensions of life. So for every dimension we create a different tool, a different possibility, because we clearly know without this tool we would never access this possibility. We bow down to it and we worship it, because without being worshipful it will not yield to you. We clearly know, gods are our making.
Suppose your prayers aren't answered. What do you say? Well, it's God's will. Thy will be done. Fine, but if it's God's will and He's going to do what He wants to anyway, why the fuck bother praying in the first place? Seems like a big waste of time to me.
With all due respect to all the great scriptures on the planet, most of the scriptures on the planet cannot withstand two logical questions. If you ask two questions, it'll collapse. It can remain sacred and up there only as long as you prevent it from asking these questions. These questions are taboo, these questions are sacrilege, you're not supposed to ask them. Only as long as you do not ask these questions, they float in very sacred space. If you ask two questions, it'll collapse. Entire philosophies, belief systems, religious processes, everything will collapse with two questions, majority of it. There are few things which will stand, of course. These two questions, only a few rare human beings asked in the past or till now. Now I am contaminating the world. I'm making these questions common, just about everybody is asking these days. And there are many other sources and the very nature of human intellect will ask these questions.
And for those of you who look to the Bible for moral lessons and literary qualities, I might suggest a couple of other stories for you. You might want to look at The Three Little Pigs, that's a good one. Has a nice happy ending, I'm sure you'll like that. Then there's Little Red Riding Hood, although it does have that X-rated part where the big bad wolf actually eats the grandmother, which I didn't care for, by the way. And finally, I've always drawn a great deal of moral comfort from Humpty Dumpty. The part I like the best, all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. That's because there is no Humpty Dumpty and there is no God. None, not one, no God, never was. In fact, I'm gonna put it this way. If there is a God, may He strike this audience dead. See, nothing happened. Nothing happened. Everybody's okay. All right? Tell you what.
How many of you believe you have two hands? All of such people just at least raise one hand, please. Do you believe you have two hands or do you know you have two hands? You know. If somebody starts an argument with you and tries to prove to you you have no two hands, if their argument becomes too overwhelming, one slap in the face, he knows you got hands, isn't it? But there are so many things you believe in heaven, you believe in God, you believe in many things. Why do you believe? Simply because you have not become straight enough in your life even to admit what I do not know as I do not know. This is a serious problem. Whatever you do not know, you say, I believe. It is so human of you, so wonderful of you to see what you do not know as I do not know, isn't it? I do not know is a tremendous possibility. When you say, I do not know, genuinely within you, the longing to know, the seeking to know, and the possibility of knowing becomes a living reality in your life. Otherwise, everything that you do not know, you believe. When you believe, it gives you instant confidence. Confidence without clarity is the most disastrous thing that has happened to humanity. Confidence. All kinds of idiots have confidence.
We believe that he was one of the mightiest messengers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We believe that he was the Messiah translated Christ. We believe that he was born miraculously without any male intervention, which many modern day Christians today do not believe. We believe that he gave life to the dead with God's permission.
The moral of the story is, many times even bullshit can get you to the top, but it never lets you stay there.